Hello, it's Lion here with Hobbies and Matt once again, and today we're going to be doing another One Piece video that isn't really an arc review. So we're going to be looking at the Straw Hats. We're going to rank them from least favorite to most favorite, and I've already done this before, but that was up to Summit War Saga, so up to the end of the first half of One Piece. And this list is going to be all of One Piece for all of the characters, right? So yeah, the 10 Straw Hats. We're going to rank them from worst to best, basically up to the end of Wano, because that is kind of like part 2 of the story, the part 2 of One Piece. And then eventually I'll do like one by the end of One Piece, like after the final saga. I'm also going to do another video at some point for my 10 favorite non-Straw Hat characters between Summit War and Wano. So it's going to be basically the list for the second half of One Piece. And then we'll do One Piece sagas ranked as well, because at this point I think we do have about 10 sagas. So that'll be pretty cool. So let's get into it. Let's start with number 10. Really quickly, I think it's just Frankie. Look, he's fun, he's cool. He's getting a lot of development right now in the final saga, Egghead Island thing. Well, not really. He's actually not getting any development, but he is a little bit more like visible in things. The thing about Frankie is that in general, I like him a lot, but he's very much a background member of the team. He's kind of like Brook, but I feel like Brook has had a lot more chances to shine, whereas Frankie doesn't really get to do too much. Also, I don't know, like, what's the last good interaction he had with anyone that was like cool? He had, the whole thing in Dressrosa with Senor Pink, and then after that, maybe that one time he and Brook rode a bicycle or a motorcycle across Wano, I guess, was cool. But generally speaking, he's kind of the least interesting out of the Straw Hats for me, which kind of sucks. Number 9 is Chopper. More or less the same kind of reasons as Frankie. Basically, Chopper is a great character. I really like him. I really enjoyed his important bits in Wano, but vastly, he doesn't really function as a mainline fighter, because he's a doctor, but also he rarely actually has to do anything doctor related, so his utility is kind of minimized a lot. And when he doesn't show up and have cool moments, it makes it a little bit less enjoyable to kind of see him, right? Also, he hasn't really had a great development since his introduction, so there really isn't too much going on for him to make him like higher on the list, right? So yeah, then we have Brook at number 8. I really enjoy this character a lot, actually. He's really fun. Mostly, I think I started liking him a lot after I heard Murphy Napier talk about him and how he kind of just like is there, but also ends up being a really meaningful member of the team, mostly in Whole Cake. But generally speaking, I like him. I think his kind of end goal for the series is pretty good. He wants to meet up with Laboon. But again, there's just really nothing like super hype about Brook, right? He's kind of just like a member of the crew, a meaningful member of the crew, but someone that doesn't really do that much all the time, or that I haven't really developed a big connection with, right? So yeah, and then this might be kind of contentious here, but I have Usopp at number 7 because I really want him to get like Whole Cake style development for him. He got some really cool stuff happening in Dressrosa, but at this point, Dressrosa is so far behind in my mind that it doesn't really own up. Also, after that awesome moment in Dressrosa, he didn't really get to do anything in Whole Cake or Wano. So it kind of sucks because he elevated himself really, really high. And then he went right back to being like the cowardly, let's run away from people kind of character that he usually is, right? So I hope that after Egghead, they end up going to Elbaf and he meets up some giants that he finally manages to be, a meaningful. He finally manages to get a meaningful kind of character development moment where he kind of just does really cool stuff. However, in Film Red, he did really cool stuff there. So I really liked him like in that time frame. But generally speaking, this list of Straw Hats is like my ultimate, like I've thought about this a lot kind of thing. And yeah, Usopp is at number 7. It's just how it is. Number 6 is Sanji. Whole Cake was awesome, and I really love his his kind of thematic of being a cook. He's really annoying sometimes with his over the top simping, but most of it has died down by now, so it's fine. He doesn't really do anything too egregious anymore. So it's fine, but the whole time that he was at Fishman Island, it was pretty annoying. And I don't know, his moment in Dressrosa with Violet was really, really good. Honestly, out of all of the female characters that Sanji kind of has something going on with, I think Violet was probably the best one. Even though he had a whole situation at Whole Cake with Pudding, but I don't know. I just think Violet is better, a better pairing for Sanji. And now moving on to number 5, we have Jinbei, mostly due to his involvement with Luffy at the Summit War, because I wasn't really able to mention him technically in the first video I did about this. So yeah, Jinbei is just like the dad of the group, and I really like that dynamic that he has with most people. And I really like that he just showed up at Wano and he was like, I'm here. I'm part of your crew now. What do we got to do, Captain? And immediately he was like, damn, why'd I join this crew? But also he was really happy to be there. So yeah, I really enjoyed Jinbei's characterization and his kind of vibe and just that kind of like dad energy that he has. So I really enjoy that. And number 4 is Zoro. Mostly because he's just so cool, man. Like, it doesn't really matter that, he hasn't had any development, even though in Wano he should have definitely had like a massive moment, right? Either learning that he's part of one of the, one of the clans, or, he should have had like, something happen to him to kind of tie him with Wano, right? Because he's this like wandering Ronin type character in East Blue where like there's nothing to connect him to Wano, right? So I don't know, I really wish there was more development with him there, but his moment when he got Enma was really, really cool, but it wasn't really like equivalent to Sanji's development or, Usopp's moment in Dressrosa. It was just like, okay, he got an upgrade by getting a new sword, but like it's not meaningful enough, right? Then we have Nami. Honestly, most of the reasons why everyone is below her has been because they don't have cool fighting moments. And Nami does not have any cool fighting moments either, but her story is the reason why I like One Piece, the reason why I even bothered to continue reading One Piece. So honestly, she just kind of has like a special like place in my heart, in my kind of favorites of the Straw Hats, even if she's not really a combat-oriented character. And honestly, her interactions with Luffy are just always so funny. So yeah, I just really like Nami a lot. I like her backstory. I like her little moments like that kind of happen a lot where she just kind of like takes a kid under her wing and is just like happy to have them there and kind of takes care of them the same way Belmare took care of her. And that moment in Punk Hazard where she's like, she just can't, what'd she say? It was about Tashigi. She was like, I just can't help myself when it comes to a strong Navy lady or something like that. I just really like that. And when she takes care of Tama and stuff like that is really, really good. So yeah, Nami, one of my top 3 favorite Straw Hats. Number 2 is Luffy, just because he's just so funny. And like, usually I think main characters are not that great because they have to be generic enough for everyone to kind of combine and kind of like see themselves through them. But Luffy, even though he is pretty generic, his like characterization is still so wild and interesting and powerful. And I really, really like his character a lot. Also, the fact that he just like changes the world by punching assholes is great. Like, I just really, really like that, right? So yeah, also just like the meme that is like, oh, I fed Luffy so he's going to protect my country is just really, really good. And it works a lot. So yeah, I don't know. It's really, really great stuff. So yeah, number 1 though is Robin, which has not changed. I think actually my top 3 or 4 didn't really change at all. And honestly, Robin is just awesome. I love her. Her backstory is the most impactful one. And I just really, really like her character. I like her kind of calm, cool collectedness. I like her outfits all the time. I really enjoy her kind of just like morbid humor. Just everything about Robin is really, really great. And some of the stuff that has been happening in Egghead has been really, really awesome for Robin. So I'm very happy about that. Honestly, that means that probably by the end of the final saga, Robin will still be my number 1 favorite Straw Hat. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I really didn't waste too much time. Although I did feel like I said basically the same thing for all of the characters. So there you go. That's the Straw Hats. So yeah, that's really all there is to it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.